Hello and welcome to MEC
Unleashed! First up, CeeLo fans of all ages, please welcome the Titan of Strategy, the behemoth of the draft phase, standing at an imposing 7 feet tall, BNW Marquez, known as the architect of victory, the mastermind behind every strategic move that leaves their opponents trembling in fear. They don't just beat teams, they dominate them. They create strategies that leave them gasping for air, wondering how they can even hope to match their brilliance. Prepare yourselves for the next one to come up on the block for a pure display of skill from the always calm and collected It's Castle. You think you've seen flashy plays? You think you know what it means to outmaneuver your foes? Watch closely as his strikes will resonate through the gates. He will safeguard his team to victory while crippling yours. His Lee Sin will make you feel as if you're facing a dragon's rage. Brace yourselves for the mid laner whose power levels far exceed 9,000. It's Blood. Prepare yourselves for he's already conquered Goku, and now he's looking for a new rival to possibly stand against him. You can try, but this proud prince will surpass every limit, reaching heights you can only dream of. So gather your friends, because you're gonna need all the consoling you can get for when Blood Realm warps in and takes your base. Welcome to MEC Unleashed!
Hello everyone and welcome to what we have dubbed as MEC Unleashed. My name's Travysty. I'm hosting on today. We don't got any video feeds today, but we do have some portraits, and I do have some lovely players joining us from MEC and, you know, a coach. We got Castle. Castle, would you like to say hello to everyone?
Hello, everyone.
There you go. Marquez.
Hello, it's me.
All right, and then we got Blonde coming in as well with the anime look. Looking good, dude.
What's up, boys?
All right, but you know what? First time in history we've gotten all MEC teams going forward into Sweet 16. Let me go ahead and just lay it out on the floor. How's it feel for you all? Because you guys are kind of, you know, well, not kind of. You guys are history makers in terms of how far MEC has gotten.
You go, Marquez.
Okay, well, we're gonna do this.
Uh-huh.
I will say it feels nice that all three teams made it, despite the rivalries we obviously had during the split. I mean, it's nice because we're all kind of supporting each other while we're competing for this, so it's interesting to me.
Well, that's half true. That's half true.
The supporting each other part.
Yes.
My top laner is a hater. Well, actually, two of my
Your
teammates are
support
haters.
is a mega hater. Your support is a mega hater.
All right. First and foremost, I do have to say, bro, what was going on with Pluto inside of y'all's game against ISU? Because Pluto was talking, he was yapping in chat.
Okay, so to be fair, he yaps and it annoys that other team, but he does it mostly for, like, I guess, like a advantage, which, like, sometimes it seems to not work. It more distracts him, and sometimes it actually does work. I do think ISU has some players that get tilted. Personally, I'm not super for it because a lot of the people on ISU are friends.
Yeah.
But it did tilt them, from what it seemed like, and the people who left him unmuted at least seemed to get a little tilted by it, by what they were saying back in, like, the second game lobby, like heading into the second game. But yeah, Nick has recently started doing that. Basically the Walmart APA or the Dollar Tree APA.
Lord help us all. He does. Listen, this isn't a new thing, by the way. Pluto has been yapping for years. All chat. The whole game, man.
But they always make sure that we're not able to have all chat as a caster, which I'm always sad about. And I think with like APA doing it inside of LCS, more people are like, oh, maybe we should start showing all chat. So we've been getting a little bit exposed. Dude, our producer was freaking out because he thought chat was disabled, and he was like, I saw him like trying to mute it in the middle of that game, and I was just like, don't turn it off, don't be a coward.
Yeah, my jungler gets pretty he's pretty emotional, so he gets like really tilted by it for sure. So I wasn't playing at the LAN event, but I told him, I was like, hey, look, like this Pluto guy is gonna yap the entire game. Just mute him before the game starts and just focus. And he's like, okay, bro, I got it. And he's like, then after the LAN event, after they had lost, he's like, man, it wasn't even Pluto that was yapping, bro. It was fucking Prank. Prank was just yapping the whole time. I was like, wait, really? That doesn't sound like him.
Marquez is Prank a yapper?
Uh,
Frank's a LAN yapper.
A LAN
Yeah.
yapper, yeah.
so Prank normally is super chill, but like when it comes to the game day, you'll hear him screaming every time he gets a solo kill or every time he's like beating the enemy top. It's so funny.
It's weird though, because I've played against Prank at LAN, and see, the thing is maybe he was just always overshadowed by Colthrow. And like me and Colthrow are definitely the biggest yappers at LAN for sure. Like, but Colthrow is loud. He's
Colthrow's a different
loud
beast.
yapper. Yes, bro. Like you see Colthrow at LAN and you just start laughing, bro. He is funny as hell.
I just remember being able to hear like Colthrow in the background of like a cast that I was working with Unified, where I just heard somebody yell, and my producer was just like, no, that was Colthrow. That was Colthrow. I don't know how that picked up on my mic, but it was Colthrow. it's wild. I mean, you guys, it's kind of funny. How did y'all, this is, I guess, more specifically towards GVU and Ottawa. You guys both came in last season, of course, played against the #1 West team on one side, and then the other side, it's ISU again. Were you guys all right with it going into it? Were you guys just like, okay, well, let's run it back? Like, what was the vibe like?
ISU last year was, they kind of had a similar situation where one of their players halfway through the like school year or whatever left or just couldn't continue playing anymore, and they had to swap out their jungler. Last year, our matches against them were really unfortunate. Like we hard stomped game 1, and then game 2 we threw like a pretty big gold lead, and I think going into game 3, like we were just like pretty tilted, I guess, and we just kind of got stomped game 3. So drawing them again, it's not the same, like it's not a very satisfying feeling, I guess, because like they're not at their full strength. Like granted, we technically have an autofill as well, like a Strict Proctor just started playing top lane this split, like towards the very end of last semester. So, but yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like the greatest accomplishment ever to beat a team while they're down. But obviously, it still does feel good that we were able to beat them this time and make top 16 when they cut our run really short last year.
Yeah, for us, okay, I wasn't playing. It was obviously River, but we had Trickster last year. Obviously, Trickster is the GOAT. So UCI, I think, was it UCI, right?
Yeah,
they were the West #1, and I'm pretty sure they just got mogged both games in a row. To my knowledge, it was not very close. But UCI is a really weird team because I've played against them in OQs and I've scrimmed against them. Sometimes they are just on and sometimes they are just off. Like they will either drop a literal nuke and play perfect or they just play terribly. So obviously that day they just were off and our team just played better. I think, was it Cinnamon Bread? Was that who their mid was?
Yes.
I think River kind of gapped him pretty hard in that game, in the series. And then Tamal, he did all right, which is Killian. Did all right.
Okay,
So.
don't sum up too much, eh?
Yeah.
Give him a bone every now and then. I mean, you guys went against. I do have to ask for you then, Blonde, since it was you coming back in, going against Weber State, they didn't drop a single game. Were you feeling nerves at all, or were you just like, yo, just give me the rise, let me work?
So our to be honest, one of the big reasons that we're playing me instead of River is because River and I just play different champions, and we just have a very different style. And we just, at least, or I had no input on this, but basically the idea was that if we can just put me on something that permanently pushes lane and moves, even if I'm down CS, down in lane, I can just sack whatever and kind of play for the rest of the map. It's just a better thing. And River is more on like scaling mages and likes to play lane and scale up and stuff like that. But I don't think our team super operates that way. I think with Trickster, that was definitely a better play style, like River's style. But I feel like with this team with Prod, he's really, really aggressive. And obviously sometimes we've seen that he just will like run it down, but sometimes he'll make some like egregiously like ridiculous play that like shouldn't have happened, and we just get like a huge lead from it. So the way that we like our team is kind of structured is just to, perma be moving on the map.
I mean, that leaves Marquez then over on the flip side of things. You got to see two MEC teams go ahead, get their spot. Did that fill you with relief, or did that make you nervous going into y'all series?
Oh, I will say it was both. On one hand, I was obviously very happy because, again, I know there's a lot of questions around MEC's region and its regional strength. So seeing both of them make it obviously was relieving. Now, at the same time, there's that pressure of like, okay, but how's the MEC first seed gonna do? And I will say I think we had the easiest matchup as well too, so the pressure was more on us. Just because the fact is that, again, it's like, okay, you could argue that ISU is like a tough opponent. I think obviously outside of MEC, everybody had Weber, I believe that's the name, favored against Ottawa, and I don't mean that disrespectfully.
I was told it was pronounced Weber.
Yeah, Weber.
Okay.
Weber State.
Yeah. I know that they're very hyped because they're mid laner who used to go to Worlds or something like that.
Yeah, he's a pro
supposedly.
player in
CB
BR, I
lol.
think. Yeah.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess that's enough for them to say that, they should be favored, even though, again, I feel like that shouldn't be enough of a justification,
Mm-hmm.
So we were definitely motivated, I will say.
I feel you. I actually laughed when I was like, oh man, they got Weber State, and I was just like, oh dude, if we get Blonde in, Blonde always has like the Vegeta profile picture. I was just like, he's going against Goku. It just writes itself, man.
Yeah, I was gonna tweet something like that, and then I was like, man, this would be really embarrassing if I got smoked after that. So let's just focus up. Like, he's definitely their mid laner is definitely their best player, and it's kind of one of those games where like, and I know every player has this feeling at least once in their career where they're like, okay, I'm playing against someone significantly better. I'm just gonna not int. I'm gonna just play for team. You know what I mean? So definitely that was the vibe.
Bro, that was me against Trickster, and now I thought
Yeah.
I thought I escaped him. I'm against him again, bro.
Bro, I was legitimately talking about that too, though.
Yes, to be fair, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet, but I still think that GVU actually beats Winthrop. This is not cope. I literally think that Winthrop is so mental boomed. Their whole program is like lit on fire right now, and they dropped the game to like the 29 or 30 seed. And I know where Grandview's power is at. I am very confident that actually GVU can beat Winthrop. No cope.
I definitely don't think it's like as bad as like if last semester, for example, where Winthrop was winning everything. Like if you told me we're playing a best of 5 against Winthrop, I'm just like,
GG.
yeah, there's like there's 0% chance we're winning like that. That's, at least we made it to round of 16. I definitely don't think people should consider us favorites against Winthrop, but they're definitely like visible like cracks in the armor, I guess. Like I do see them as like, we can definitely potentially beat this team. Like I said, I don't think we should be considered favorites, but there's definitely more faith in beating them in this semester than last semester. They were looking like invincible last semester.
I'm confident, man. I'm confident. Jin Call man, this guy has had the season of his career. Like, actually just nuke dropping. I swear, yo, Jinkall low-key beats Sword. It's not even close. It's not even close.
Oh,
Actually, just gonna bog him. Bot lane's gonna be a little rough. I think Nightstar and Pluto are good, but I think the mobility is
Mobility's
One-
insane.
The one
Mobility
strong
is
side
insane.
is since they're not in the MEC, they don't know that Nick has a a keyboard warrior. So they hopefully game one they get 2v2'd or something, and then from there Nick lives in their head as the
starts
best.
typing to him. Starts
Yeah.
typing. Oh man. As far as PNW, okay, I'm gonna be honest. You guys have the hardest match for sure.
Dude, PNW, Marquez,
Yeah.
you and me talked a little bit about that. You're even very familiar with some of the players over across from that.
yeah. So I mean, obviously we're versus UST, and it feels weird that UST is seated so low. I know that obviously they had that match that they struggled against. I think UTA.
Mhm.
UTD.
But
Yeah.
look, man, it's the same thing to me, bro. But I think obviously, even though they didn't have the ADC, they are still a very star-studded roster. But I feel like you can't put Northwood like above that roster. That feels weird.
They were seated the same as Northwood.
That's still weird.
Oh,
Let's
I
be
mean, the thing
realistic.
is after Fish, like, because Fisher and UST are very different than the other two teams in their group. No matter what teams you're gonna throw in that group. I mean,
Yeah.
personally, I would have put PNW in B if I was like on the committee. I would have voted PNW in B. I think
Oh,
you guys would
Oh.
beat Northwood, but
oh,
Yeah, you guys would definitely. I don't think okay. I think Northwood is on the same level as Western, but I definitely do not think that Northwood is anywhere near UST. Like, I'm sorry, Kenvi is just him. Like, he is the best jungle.
What-
I'm trying
be
to say
fair-
maybe UG. I don't know.
outside of Fisher, I don't think there's any teams that deserve, like, outside of the top four, obviously, and Fisher, there's no teams that really deserve to be in a group with UST.
Yeah.
So it's just honestly, you get the 50-50 of drawing a Group B team that isn't Thanos, and you guys drew UST. So,
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, it kind of blows. You guys definitely have the hardest match, followed by we have the easiest one.
yeah. we talked about it.
Grandview's got Grandview has a hard one, but I swear there's actually hope. The Purdue one, I'm just hoping they show up tilted. If they show up tilted, maybe there's a winking Klexo, Thanos mode or something. But I don't know.
Mhm.
That's gonna be a hard.
Did you
hard series.
whisper sweet nothings in the Robbie Bob's ear about some champions that you think are really good, so that way he'll
I'm gonna
flip
tell him
them
to
out?
lock
Yeah.
the cast in the mid lane.
Yeah,
Please.
Yeah, Robbie Bob, do not pick Aurelian Soul.
You gotta mind trick him a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I didn't actually watch UST's games, but if whatever happens to where they went 5 games against that UTD roster, like if that, I know they didn't have their AD, but like I swear that team shouldn't go to 5 games even without their
Yeah.
AD. Even if you put a gold player AD on that team, I think they should still 3-0 that team.
Yeah.
If whatever happens that day happens again against PNW, like maybe
They'll
they've
lose.
had some off days, like I definitely think PNW
Yeah.
can beat UST, but
Agree with that.
they did definitely draw the hardest team.
Yeah.
Array is that's their AD, right? Array
Yeah.
is pretty good.
I mean, their names are crazy on that team. Array can
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
2 years ago that just would have been an LCS team.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
they were in LCS.
like a high tier academy, low tier LCS team.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it's actually crazy too because I think Tardok is coaching as well. Like,
Yeah.
damn. Like,
2 years ago, he was
actually-
also in LCS as a coach.
yeah, damn. But yeah, I think GVU can pull it out against Winthrop, and I don't know as far as St. Clair. I actually have no clue. I think that we have a lot of factors, but we definitely have the easiest match. So
Well, I mean, there's been you guys actually talked a little bit about like the seeding and stuff like that, and it kind of leads me up into my point of like, did you guys have like a mentality like going into this with the fact that MEC was so lowly rated by a lot of people, right? Like you guys, I saw you guys, a lot of people from y'all's teams, just in general. So I'm sure you guys know. Whenever like the collegiate power rankings would go up and all this other stuff, I saw MEC people hopping in there and be like, guys, why are we not moving anywhere? Why are we stuck here in permanent like 17 rank?
Can I say something? Listen, I
Yeah.
guess I'm doing a little bit of flame here,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
go ahead.
But listen, respectfully to people wanting their teams up, there's no world you can sit here and tell me, oh, where's ONU at, guys? Oh my God, where's ONU? You don't watch their games if you're saying that. You don't. Respectfully to those players, hey, sure they're nice guys.
Yeah.
I think the power rankings thing, honestly, for the most part, like I think a lot of the time they were pretty fair, like considering the information people had. I think the only week or two period that it felt a little weird was like we had beaten like we were in NECC as well, like a separate league from MEC, like their nationals thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we had just gotten to like winners finals of that, and it was right after we had beaten PNW in the regular season. And UCI, ISU, OC were all in that tournament, and they were all like literally every one of those teams was like higher than us, which honestly I still don't even mind so much. Like I think we were 12, which is pretty fair.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. People take the rankings like way too seriously. I think like they get way too upset about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, but also, okay. Like, do you guys know who it's ran by? Like, I'm sorry, but it's ran by people who are extremely biased. So like, their opinions are kind of just like you have to take it with a grain of salt. Like our region or MEC is that the region? Yeah.
Yeah.
The region wasn't like super strong 2 years ago because it was pretty much just like Ottawa randomly made this team. Grandview was already strong, and then there was no other good teams. I mean, Purdue was like all right, but like they definitely had a weaker roster than they do now. And then follow that with the following season, which was randomly adding Trickster, randomly adding Castle, Maslow left, Colthrow left, like, and then PNW ended up. Oh no, PNW didn't pick up anyone that semester. Then PNW actually had a really bad semester because they got 2 players that were ineligible, and then now it comes to this year, and we have 3 teams that are pretty stacked. I would definitely say all 3 of these teams are top 16 in North America for like CLOL. So yeah, I mean it's kind of weird because the way that they do their voting system is based on the big regions and kind of has nothing to do with like the smaller regions. But they do have like smaller region teams. Like I'll use OC as an example because Castle brought them up. I don't think like people overhype OC so much, and I'm just so confused by it. Like they have one really good player that I think is really good because I've laned against him a lot, and everyone else on that team are just like, yeah, they're okay. But like being like top 8 or top 10 or something, I'm like, what are these people talking about? Oh my god! It's just like to me, they're not even watching the games. So.
Oh damn. Oh.
Yeah. It just is the way it is.
Okay. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I've talked to somebody from the committee before about the power rankings just because I was curious on the process.
Yeah.
And I do remember like there was like 1 week where there was a discussion that had happened, and they were like a lot of the votes came in before like some MEC games got played. And I remember that was I think that was the ONU beating GVU week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was like the big one where a lot of people were like, where's ONU at? Where's ONU? Why is there no ONU? Why is GVU in the same spot? And it was a lot of like legitimately.
I do think in situations where that happens, where like a team upsets a smaller, I don't think it should immediately send the smaller team up 15 slots if they've never even been like voted before. I think it should just put it probably should have knocked us down until
That's what I
we
said.
ended up.
That's what I said actually. I was actually a proponent of like, all right, you guys, you should probably have not GVU down a couple notches because like they fumbled a bag, right? Like,
I mean, since the season's over, the internal logic of that series was like pretty much any series not against Ottawa or PNW, because we hadn't played ONU at that time.
Mhm.
any series that wasn't against those two teams, we were kind of using to like, which I'm sure some of the other teams did this too, to like bait picks in a sense. So like
Mhm.
we had me on Rel that series, we had Mark on Lucian, and
Yeah.
like those are two things we we would never play against like PNW or Ottawa, for example, and they kind of just like shit on us with when we were trying these new things, and we were like, oh, I guess in playoffs we just won't play scrim picks against them, and then we played our normal game against them in playoffs and won our games.
All right. Well, so you guys ruined some brackets inside of today, inside of the weekend, which I know is a sense of pride, despite like some feelings that you may have for some of the doubters and whatnot. I gotta ask y'all, was there any other surprises that you guys were not expecting going throughout it, or anything that really caught y'all off guard? Because I know y'all are probably looking at the bracket trying to figure out who's going to be up and coming, who's going to be next.
I got 14 out of 16 on mine. The only two I got wrong was I put Harrisburg above UCI because of
Yep.
what Blonde said earlier, where they're like an on and off team. Like they played really well that series, but like there's a lot of times they don't. And then and then I put ISU above GVU.
What?
You're the go for that, not gonna lie.
So every other one I got right though.
I got UT Dallas and CU Boulder wrong, and Harrisburg and UCI, those two. So I thought that UT Dallas is gonna drop a nuke because CU Boulder is, Saligo and Saligo, and then the rest of they're not bad. I just didn't think they were gonna beat UT Dallas because UT Dallas team looked really strong. I mean, like you said,
I was rooting for Samakin's team. Like Samakin is kind of
Boston?
the same thing as like
Yeah,
Boston.
yes, exactly. I wanted him to win so bad.
I didn't vote the UTD team because like I wanted to try so hard because it genuinely confused me so much how they went to Game 5 against
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas. I went to like their Leaguepedia, and when you go to all of their players, there's literally nothing there except for this year's CLOL. Like I just couldn't figure out who any of them. And I'm not even like flaming them because they went to Game 5 against UST, which is like not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
With or without Array, and like I just could not find out who any of the players were. So I'm like, this just either they're the most hidden gems in North America, or this was like a fluke. So I don't even remember who they played against, but I just voted the other
Castle's going through my pain when I'm trying to like look up players. I'm like, oh, let's look at this new roster, and I look over, I'm like, where's anything?
Yeah, because they're like Pool C or Pool B, and I'm like, okay, but who are any of these players? Like, and then I see they went to Game 5 against UST, and I'm just like, this is just like it's just crazy.
Okay, be honest. Did any of you guys think that another team in the MEC was going to lose their Game 1? I won't be offended.
I had all three MEC teams going forward.
I think for me it was I had like the closest one that could lose would probably have been Ottawa, and then us, and then I don't think I ever saw a chance where PNW lost.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, with the matchups I saw, for me, I guess the most scared I was for any of the team would unironically be GVU. Just because of the fact is that, again, I didn't know how good ISU was without their ADC.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they still went to Game 5 against Northwood without their ADC, and
Which
it was
is
like
crazy, by the way.
series.
That's crazy that they went to Game 5.
Yeah, that's why I was like if they had just gone 3-0'd by Northwood, I think it would have been pretty reasonable for everyone to just assume we would like stomp them because they don't have their ADC, but like they didn't look terrible without their ADC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have MEC. I'm pretty sure I don't have an MEC team losing until top 8. So, you guys.
So GVU's beating Winthrop.
Yeah.
You think?
Yep.
Okay.
I have GVU beating Winthrop. I have.
Shivy had PNW and Ottawa going to top 6, and he had us losing in round of 32.
Wait, really?
He's the hater of all time. That guy hates you.
No, Shivy hates anyone who's like lost more than one series in a row recently.
Yeah.
He had us going down in round of 32, and then Ottawa and ended up going to top 6, and I was just like, damn.
Wait, he had Ottawa beating Winthrop.
Yeah. You guys got a top 6,
Damn.
and I think you guys like played against each other, and that's the only reason.
So
why
Blonde
you
is
guys
a
won.
fan to Shibby right now, but Castle on the other hand.
Bro, okay, I will say I definitely feel the caster bias that definitely exists, and I know for a fact that Shibby is like an Ottawa fan and Purdue. I don't know why he beefs
He's
with.
picking the hell out of us.
I-
That
Dude,
one.
You're saying Shibby is a Purdue fan? Do you not remember the tweet where he was calling Purdue frauds at the
I
finals?
don't remember that.
It's
I
because
don't
they lost
remember.
more than one series in a row, bro.
I do not recall that.
Oh, dude, Shibby got
was
dragged for
once-
that.
Yeah, once Purdue lost to you guys in semifinals of the bracket or whatever,
Yeah.
Shibby was, I think he replied to like one of the power rankings, and he was basically like, "Why are Purdue even still here? Like they just lost to Ottawa. They lost to GVU a couple weeks ago or whatever, like something along those lines."
I'm okay. To be honest, I think Grant. I don't know why GVU is never ranked higher in like the seedings, even though GVU has an autofill top laner. Grandview has been consistently a top 16 school for the last 3 years. So I'm like a little bit confused why people. It has to be just like the fact that you guys are in MEC.
Because we're choke artists.
Yeah, maybe, maybe that's it. I don't know.
We went into when we lost to ISU, we went in as Pool C, but like the only reason ISU were the pool that they were that year is because Drew overslept in their quarterfinals match, and they just FF'd their series in quarterfinals, so they had to be seeded lower, and we just got like we were the unlucky Pool C
You
team
got
to
the
draw
worst
ISU
possible
round
low
1.
seed inside of that.
Yeah, every other low seed that we could have drawn was like, oh, full Masters team, or ISU, and then we drew ISU that year, and it's just like we had a close series against them, but since we were Pool C and lost round 1, we just got called frauds and choke artists.
Damn, that's brutal.
Yeah, I don't know if Shibby as a co-caster and a friend, I don't know if he has any bias except for the fact that he wants the West to be proven frauds.
No, he definitely likes Ottawa a lot. He like even when I'm not playing, he likes Ottawa. He really likes Prod. I know he's like a Levi stan.
He is a
But
Levi
for
stan.
some-
He is a Levi stan. Oh yeah, absolutely on that. He hypes up Levi every chance he gets.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone beefs with Plux though, man. Everyone's like, man, Plux is not on the power rankings. He wasn't even on like the honorable mentions. He's not even in C-Law apparently. I don't know. It's a little weird.
I mean, it's interesting because like I know with like the MEC community votes, like we did like the community votes for the MEC pod, and then there was like the standard votes. I don't think Plutz was on the official power ranking either, which I thought was really strange to me because I was just like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was really strange. And then like I go over to the MEC pod like community stuff, and it was like there was actually just a lot of votes for Plutz, and I don't know if it was like the timing of it or what. I also know that like the way that the votes were sent out, I think they were only sent out to like directors for the schools and whatnot too. Like I don't think players had a vote, right? Can you guys confirm that? Did y'all have a vote in the
I
event?
didn't get a vote until you guys sent out the community one.
Yeah, so I think it was like it was also just like the people who were voting, it was all like staff and administrators, and like I was confused because I thought like casters would have a good amount of pull in regards to it because of the fact that we cast a lot of the games and stuff like that. But then like, because I think it was for me, I had Plutz, Pluto, Toponer as my top 3. I think that's
For like an all-star team or whatever.
For like all-star supports. I can't remember what order I put them in, but I remember I had those 3 as my supports, and I was just like,
okay.
Yes, there's this, because there was like arguments for Cuz, and I was just like, Cuz is good, but I don't know. The Tango Charlie is living free in my mind, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's interesting.
I don't know much about the like who did the rankings or whatever. I saw it, and I saw that like more the CLOL Hub one. Like Plux isn't even on like the top like 10 or not even in the honorable mentions, and then they're mentioning like people who have been like consistent like Masters players for like the last 5 years. I'm like, that's unique. Plux is just playing in NACL. Don't worry about it, guys. Like,
yeah, I do wonder sometimes if there's like a name value thing sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plex doesn't really talk a lot, so I
Yeah.
would see how maybe
Needs
he
to
would
talk
get,
more
like,
shit. Needs to take
overshadowed.
some notes from Pluto.
Yeah, he's like Plex is really quiet. Even IRL, like he's pretty like tempered. So
I'll be real. I think some people just didn't even know he was in CLO probably, because like same thing with like Five Fire. Five Fire doesn't play a ton anymore, but like he definitely deserved to be in honorable mentions as well. I think, like
yeah,
at least.
Yeah.
yep,
But since he's on like a school that isn't a super competitive team, like he's just like there for school more so than CLOL, like he probably would go to that school regardless of if there's a collegiate team or not.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
People just kind of like forgot that he exists inside of CLOL, which
That's
is
Ohio State, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Ohio State, yeah, okay. Yeah, I definitely I can see that for sure, but I don't know. Like everyone knew about Trickster obviously being in Ottawa, and like Trickster is kind of quiet too. Like he doesn't really like he doesn't tweet or anything like
Yeah,
that.
but
He's not, like,
Trickster also
super-
had like a very big like there was a like the year before that Trickster was one of the mainstays inside of like NACL, like one of the big pop off, not in NACL
Yeah.
but the Open Qualifiers, was one of like the big pop off players.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Trickster is really good. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm terrified for our boys at GVU, but again, mental dooms.
I'm
Think it's
not.
possible.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I got 3 MEC teams going top 8, so I need y'all to
Yeah,
at least get to double elim, please.
All right,
For my prize.
if you guys do beat Winthrop, how do you think the matchup's gonna look like? It's gonna be like 3-2 or what? Or 3-2.
I imagine if we're able to beat. Well, the thing is too, we also play them at like a LAN in Arlington. We play them in OC Saturday, I believe, or Friday, and then we're immediately flying home and playing them again. So we're gonna have like a best of 9 against Winthrop. So I'm hoping we don't get 5-0'd. But if we do manage to beat them, hopefully it'll be because of some stuff we learn at the LAN, and then can use it to our advantage when we play against them Sunday. I imagine it would be a 3-2 if we do manage to take them down. I can't claim that we would 3-0 Winthrop.
What do you think, Marquez? GNW, if you guys beat, what do you guys think of the matchup?
Yeah, when you gap
Well,
them.
when you beat them, when you
Yeah,
beat them.
when you gap
Well,
them.
when the PayPal comes in for portion Robbie, you know, it's gonna be a nice 3-2. You know, you gotta
Yeah.
spell it out.
Do they have Trevor Roy on that team? You might actually be able to get the PayPal from Trevor Roy.
Oh.
Will Shaco be locked in?
yeah, Shaco will be locked in one
Oh
game.
no!
Oh.
He's gonna change his IGN for that game. Marquez Payer 99.
I think honestly, if we do beat them, it would definitely be 3-2. I have a lot of respect for them. Obviously, again, Porsche Robbie were my OQ top and mid. I definitely know how good these guys are.
Mhm.
But I do know that my players are also going to be very locked into. They love playing these high stakes matches as well. Like it gives their best. So, hey, listen, it's not going to be 3-0. Just say that. Take at least one.
Yeah.
All right,
I
Blonde.
think
you got St.
against
Clair.
Ottawa. Yeah, I think against seriously, I think we'll drop a game, but I think if we do win, it'll be like 3-1 because I think that Rockboom gets really tilted really easy, and he's playing against Plux and Fawn, who are his support and coach in NACL. So it's like we know a lot about their team, and Fawn has coached like St. Clair before, so we have like a little bit of like an advantage in that respect. So I think that if we get under Rockboom's skin, then we'll definitely be able to just tilt them. Hopefully.
Taking
I
some
think
notes.
you guys function pretty similarly to that team.
Yeah,
To
I
be
agree.
honest, like
I
both
agree.
teams kind of just win through their AD a lot of the time. Like it feels like a lot of Ottawa wins or like Levi popping off on like Jinx or Kaisa or some champion like that. And then obviously when their team has Rockboom, most of their wins are probably going to be through him.
Yeah. I do think that though I would say that Rockboom is maybe better than Levi, I think that Plux is so much better than Miracle that and bot lane is just decided by support. Like no matter what, like I'm sorry, that's just how it is. It's just always decided by support. So I feel like if Plux and Levi lane against Rockboom and Miracle, like I don't think Miracle's bad, but I just think that Plux is really good. So maybe that will offset that, and we'll be able to win through Plux gap. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that series will just be determined whose bot lane ends up performing better for the most part.
Yeah.
think that's a lot of expectations. Well, I'm here. I'm full of confidence for you guys. I'm gonna wish y'all the best of luck in regards to that. For all this, this is I'm pretty sure that we got we covered over pretty much everything for this week and whatnot. I guess I see you guys after you guys win your games, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then it'll be Ottawa versus GVU in top 8.
Dude, that's my bracket.
Yeah, okay. The crazier part is that if we beat this one, we can go to double elim, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we could, I think the bracket is set up that we could lose to you guys, and then come back and play you again. Is it not? Or do we have to play someone
yes,
else?
there's a chance for you guys to eventually run into each other again. If you let's say GVU and Ottawa were to go against each other, there is a chance for you guys later on, as long as one team can, as long as you guys win your next lower bracket match and GVU lose their next one, I think there is a chance for you guys to get put against each other again.
I think losers brackets tries to avoid that. I'm pretty sure they'd play against Purdue. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
when
you know
lose,
what?
go
That's
to the-
true.
So it'd be whoever loses between us and Ottawa would play. Like, assuming we all made top 8, it would be whoever loses that would play against Purdue.
That is the craziest.
Just
timeline.
Okay, but
Maybe
if we get 2 top 8 teams, I'm happy with that. So
That is the craziest timeline of all time. Not gonna lie. Maybe a little bit of cope, but
MEC
bit of MEC
elimination
playoffs?
match. Say it isn't so, please.
okay, but if we all hit top 8, low key, I think we would all be happy with that.
yeah.
Even
I
if-
mean, yeah. I'm sure Grandview would be very happy to beat fucking Winthrop. Not gonna cap, and you guys would be very happy to beat UST.
Bro, if that happens, I don't care what happens after. Because top 8, I think that'd be a vibe. Because I think it sets up MEC to be taken a lot more seriously.
I agree with that. I think it makes people actually want to go. Because I do think, from the conversation y'all had, the biggest issue that a lot of people have is they literally just aren't tuning into it because it's not one of the major conferences. So they're like, if they're not like local to MEC, right, or like a big fan of a player, they're just not tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, thank you all for coming on in. Y'all have any last words you want to say to any of your competitors who might have been listening in on this, hoping to get some sneak peek strategies on how to overcome you all?
Yeah. Ban Yas Diana. I promise, guys, if you ban this, my team can't play. Okay? I see Diana ban's first rotation, and I'm just like, okay, I guess.
that was a thing. That was a thing.
Yeah. Out of everything you want to ban, I mean, sure. That's all you.
that was a weird one.
I mean, we'll take it, eh? I mean, at least that's them showing.
I mean, wasn't a weird one. You should absolutely ban it. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's a good situation for it, we'll play it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not like we're looking like, oh god, it's Yas Diana. Let's go, guys. Come on. No. I think there's a lot more draft trials right now.
Castle, did I need to ban your Lee Sin from you? Is that what you
No,
wanted to...
if I remember correctly, Vi was banned against me last year against Trickster on Ottawa almost every single game, and I never really locked in the champion a single time. So hopefully, just keep banning Vi. Just keep throwing Vi bans at me, I guess.
All right, Blonde. What about you? Are you looking to eat up some bans, or are you?
Hey, bro, I already know how it's going to go. Listen, I'm friends with most of the St. Clair boys, so I already know how it's going to work. They're going to play through Ricky. They think Ricky's going to drop the nuke on Little Killian, which, that may or may not happen. Who knows? But I definitely think that we'll catch a Rise ban because a champ, is just so broken. You just push wave and you're there. Everyone disrespects that champ. I really don't get it. He's so strong. But other than that, yeah, I think maybe Prod will catch a Kindred ban or something. But obviously, go ahead and ban Kindred. I'm sure we'll be playing that. That's pretty much it.
I do think Raz is actually really strong. I can agree with you.
Nobody's playing it though. Literally nobody plays it. I don't get it.
Triple Tonic Biscuit with Roa getting 2 free levels basically is just.
It's wild, right?
It's not balanced, bro. I don't get it, but
I don't even go triple tonic. I'm not gonna lie. You can play him minion DMAT, and just insta shove every wave. You're to every crab, you're to every grubs. Like even counter matchups, like I played against Goku in game 3, and into Syndra. That's a terrible Rise matchup.
Oh, yeah.
But it didn't matter because I just shoved the wave and ran away. Like you don't have to interact. You can play like a little bitch and just go play for team. Like I don't know. It's really strong, but not many teams play it. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have just been stuck on the Celia, the Ori meta as well too. So
yeah, Ari needs to get banned every game. That
champion's not balanced either.
That champ is so crazy, man. Malignance is too broken. Just ban that.
All right. Well, thank you all to all that have tuned in to watch Mec Unleashed. Hopefully, all my predictions are correct. And who knows, maybe I'll try to reach out and see if we can get another round table for next week once all 3 MEC teams are in top 8, right?
I like that.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it, everyone. Take care, and I hope you all have yourselves a good night.
Later, boys.